Hello and welcome to Animic with Nathan.
Oh, what's up? And Neil. This is Neil over here.
Yes, I'm Neil. I am the one that started the podcast talking to you. So what are we going to be talking about today, Nathan?
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about Attack on
Titan.
Titan. This podcast is about anime. We're going to be going through animes that have either already ended or are currently continuing.
Yeah.
The seasons that we have both watched, and we're going to talk about them, how they relate to the manga that we've read, how they don't, what we like, what we dislike, the basics. So, Attack on Titan is our first episode that we're talking about. They have recently released season 3. I don't think they've started the second part of that yet, have they?
Oh, I thought it was over.
No, they split it up into two parts.
No,
I think they started it up again. I don't know.
Second half.
Did they?
I don't think so.
Okay. They either did or didn't. One of the two. I don't care. I haven't watched season 3 yet. However, I am caught up in the manga. Kind of. I'm like 10 issues behind.
Yeah, same. I'm at a part where
spoilers ahead.
I'm at a part where someone gets killed.
Somebody.
Yeah.
Does that somebody like to eat a lot?
Yes.
Oh. Like I said, people, spoilers ahead.
It was actually sad. I was shocked.
I was so sad when that happened. Yeah. Okay, we already know that it's spoilers. It's Sasha, for anybody that's an idiot. Yeah, Potato Girl. Oh, gosh. She gets shot in the stomach. Okay, that's not in the anime yet.
But it will be.
What has,
Hopefully.
however, appeared in the anime, in season 3, in fact, I haven't seen the season, but I know that it has shown up because I've seen the pictures, is the 100-foot Titan, or 100-meter Titan.
Oh, yeah, that dude.
Which was, whatever his name, Reese.
Yeah, not Aaron Reese.
No, Aaron is the good guy, quote-unquote good guy.
He's losing his mind, Mel.
He is losing his mind. I mean, he's almost dead. He's dying soon. Let's stay on subject. So we're starting with the 100-meter Titan. When you first saw that, how did you originally react?
I thought it was cool because they did a good job portraying that. I feel.
Oh, for sure.
Because even with the blood and stuff, Attack on Titan's already a gory anime and stuff. When I first watched it, it was probably when I was 13 or something. It gave me anxiety and stuff. But now, when I'm older and stuff, I've been able to appreciate it for what it is.
Right.
But it just shocked me how actually they followed with it. Because usually anime with blood and stuff, they cut it down a lot. But Attack on Titans never hold any punches.
No, I was actually shocked when I went and read the manga how closely related to the anime it was. They pretty much did a shot-for-shot recreation. The only difference I think that I've seen so far was the ending of season 1, where they changed what happened between Eren and Annie. In the anime, what it shows is Eren going into some sort of beast mode. He's all lit up, his eyes are green, and he's just going at it. In the manga, I think they just fight normally, and then he starts being absorbed by Annie, kinda, whatever that was, and then she crystallizes in start of season 2.
Okay, theory-wise, do you think Annie's still crystallized?
I think so, yeah.
And do you think crystallization saves her from dying from a Titan form?
That I don't know. I don't think it would. I think, it might, considering how mystic this series has become. Which I think you told me that you didn't like the turn that it made into sort of fantasy kind of thing, and magic basically.
Is it magic again?
Yeah, she made a deal with the devil.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember.
Emir, not the character. If you haven't read the manga, Emir is the name of the original Titan, where all of the Titan powers come from. If you've only seen the anime, 1, why are you listening to this podcast? 2, in the anime, it actually sort of goes into her backstory, which I guess is another difference. It doesn't really do that in the manga. It just sort of happens. Yeah. But it shows her backstory, how she was sort of praised as sort of a god, kind of, and then she was taken down by the government and thrown over the quote unquote wall. Which,
are you talking about Ymir, the first?
The current Ymir, the one that recently died.
Okay, you're not talking about the.
No, I'm not talking about the first Ymir. I'm explaining to the audience.
The recently died part. That's only in the manga.
Yes, that is only in the manga. Well, we've already said spoilers ahead. It's fine.
But we do it in off screen, which pisses me off.
Yeah, they did do it off screen. They did it off book in the manga. That was terrible.
She deserved more.
She deserved a better death. I feel like what they should have done is they should have had Historia kill Ymir. I thought that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. That'd make me cry. But anyway, back to Ymir's thing. So, like I said, if you've seen the anime, you know that it sort of goes through Ymir's backstory, and then you see her get kicked off this wall, which we will go into later. But that is explained in the manga as because her name wasn't originally Ymir. She was given that name for some reason. By a cult.
Because
yes.
how she looked like the original.
Well,
Titan.
it wasn't just a cult per se. It was a cult, but it wasn't just a cult. It was sort of a faction of what is known as Eldians, which again we'll go into later if we decide to go more into Attack on Titan in a later episode.
We probably will.
Yeah, we'll probably do that. Then we'll do that in a later episode.
First 3 episodes about Attack on Titan.
Why are we talking business on the podcast? But that's a good idea, yes. Anyway, Ymir is the original Titan, and as the backstory goes, she made a deal with the devil of the world of Attack on Titan to gain power of some sort. And she did, and she became gigantic. I think she ate some apple that it gave her.
Yeah, now, which Ymir are you talking about?
The current one, the original one. The original.
I think you're getting them confused.
Am I? No, I'm not.
Because the OG ate the apple, and that's how she got all Attack on Titan's power.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Isn't it? Am I wrong? Am I insane?
No, you said the second Ymir, the current one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant the original Ymir. The first one. She ate some fruit that the devil of the world gave her because she was asking for power, and then she became, the Titan. And she had all of the Titan powers, including Aaron's... Hammerheads, which was... who was the Hammerhead?
Recently, Titan? It was just recently. It was one of the latest chapters after, 7-year time skip or something?
It was the Warhammer Titan.
Warhammer.
That was one of the royal family.
Yeah, the 4-legged Titan, I don't know.
The Cart Titan.
Cart, yeah.
Which was... I don't remember her name. She died. No, she didn't die. She didn't die yet. The Beast Titan, which is Zeke Yeager. Again, if you don't know who that is, why are you listening to this podcast?
I think they know about anime.
Well, if they haven't seen Season 3 yet.
True. Armin, the Colossal Titan.
Yeah, Armin, again, spoilers, Armin is now the Colossal Titan.
Have they ever showed him yet, Bill?
Yes, they have.
Oh, I'm farther than I thought.
Well, haven't you read the Warhammer Titan issues? Then you've seen him already.
But he was in maybe I have.
He was very skinny. It was like his first time actually turning into the full Titan.
Really?
He was very skinny. He didn't have a whole lot of meat on his neck, and he was taller. He was taller than the other guy's Titan.
Really?
Yes, he was way bigger.
That's cool.
He was taller, and his feet were bigger, and he just stomped along. And then he almost immediately got out of it, I think.
But Dancing Titan, which was Ymir's original Titan.
Was it called the Dancing Titan?
I don't know. I heard jumping.
I heard jumping.
Dancing.
No, it was the Jaw Titan.
Jaw, yeah.
It was the Jaw Titan. That's what it was.
Jaw. I'm going back to my first.
Right. The original explanations was the Dancing Titan, but it was later called the Jaw Titan. Then you've got well, we already said the Colossal Titan, but the Attack Titan, which is Aaron.
The Founding Titan, which is
also Aaron, yes, but it wasn't Aaron always. It was it was
Aaron's dad.
It was Aaron's dad, but before him, it was one of the Reese family.
Sister.
Right. Yep. Because Aaron's dad was a jerk.
I don't know. I feel like he's complicated.
He was a complicated character that was both good and bad at the same time.
We have 3 minutes. Well.
It's fine. We'll keep going. It doesn't matter. One thing that I do want to talk about before we finish the podcast, even though this has been all over the place.
I know, we kind of went back from very
Let's finish the Ymir story first. Yeah. The Ymir story is that, like I said, she gained the power from the devil of the world, and then what happened? She wasn't killed, was she? No, she died after 13 years because she...
or no, I think...
She did die after 13 years, but something else happened beforehand. Because there was a war that started beforehand.
Yeah, and she gave her powers away.
Yeah, she gave
13 Titan powers.
Right. Other than the Founding Titan power, she gave the rest of them away to. How many of them are there? She gave them out to the royal family, to her blood relatives, And that's why the Eldians. Yeah. That is the Eldians. That is the explanation. And the Eldians are kept in sort of a concentration camp-like enclosure.
Nazi Germany, pretty much.
That's another thing. It is very German. The manga and anime both show very German characteristics. In fact, the intro, the first line is German.
Really?
Yes, I don't remember the exact words, but the translation has two translations. It's you are the prey and we're the hunters, or the more commonly used, are you the prey? No, we are the hunters. Which makes sense because it's
my head right now. I know you guys can't.
Yes, he is shaking his head, but what are you gonna do? But yes, she gave her powers away to her blood relatives, and that obviously started the war between the mainlanders, which are called...
The Mandalorian? No, that's Star Wars. That's
the Mandalorian is a Star Wars thing.
It starts with like M?
It starts with M. I don't remember what it is. Let's just call them the mainlanders. Yeah. The MLs. Let's call them the MLs for right now until the next episode where we figure it out.
Yeah. Sorry about...
Between the MLs and the Eldians. And the Eldians lost, surprisingly. And what happened was the...
Well, I think they lost because some of the Eldians betrayed.
That is true. A lot of the Eldians betrayed other ones and sort of left. They kind of gave up. They left and went to the island.
Founding Titan left and went to Paradise.
Right. Actually, it's not called Paradise. It is called Paradise Island, which is a play on word paradise, obviously, because it's not paradise. Where the three walls were built
by Titans.
Yes, they were all built by colossal titans,
but not
the main colossal. Yeah. It was just 50-meter titans that they could find, and that was put in place for the founding titan to use, which is not Ymir at this point. It is a later relative because Ymir has been long dead.
Yeah, like over 2,000 years or something.
Right.
Maybe I
That's right. It has to be because, funnily enough, when it talks about how 100 years ago, in the beginning of the anime, the walls were built and the titans sort of just showed up. What that actually is that's 100 years ago when... Yes, that is brainwash, but hang on. That is from 100 years ago when the Eldians left the mainland to Paradise Island to live. I don't remember the reason. Do you remember the reason why they left?
What reason do I need? They were treated like crap over there.
Right, but I mean, they were traitors. Yeah, obviously.
Well, they convicts, like
right,
not the best people. Like,
very, very true. Yeah. Stop it. There we go.
Sorry about that, guys.
That was our timer, but we're not done yet. I'm sorry, I keep burping. I don't know if that's coming up on the microphone. Anyway. So they went to the island, and the Founding Titan, if used with royal blood, which is how it's made to be used, you can brainwash people with Eldian blood to believe whatever you want. So what the Founding Titan did, what the current one, the king, did, was he brainwashed the entire population of Eldians that were on the island to believe that that was the rest of humanity, that they were the last remnants of humanity, because it was a better life to live than instead of knowing that they were outcasts.
Yeah, that they could get attacked.
And that they were known as demons.
Yeah, true. They wanted them to have like a new beginning.
Pretty much. That is almost exactly what it is, which is why if you've read the manga or seen the current anime season, you'd know why Papa Reese, whatever the heck his name was, wanted Historia to eat Eren and gain the Founding Titan power back so that she could brainwash everybody. Because otherwise, and if you've read the manga, you know this, everybody will figure out the truth. That the Titans, spoilers ahead, that the Titans are Eldians, turned into Titans by injecting the spinal fluid of a Titan.
Of original, of Ymir, I think it was.
No, it was just a Titan. Any Titan.
No.
It was originally just Ymir's spinal fluid, but now it is just any Titan. Into an Eldian. It only works with the Eldians. And that happens if they break the law or if they're just, I think, picked.
Yeah, like, it's messed up, really.
It's very messed up. The mainlanders are terrible. Yeah. But not all of them.
No.
There are countries that decide to work with the Eldians of the island.
And work against...
And work against the MLs, whatever the heck their name are.
It's a good story. If you guys have,
it's a very good story.
Like I was shocked. Like Attack on Titan actually got me back into anime. So like
Attack on Titan was the first anime I ever watched.
Yeah. Dragon Ball was mine, but
I never got into Dragon Ball.
That's another.
That is another episode that I probably won't be part of. Anyway, but yes, that is the backstory of the island. That is the backstory of Ymir, and I was going to talk about one more thing before we ended it, but I don't remember what it was.
One thing I like about anime is how they portray the Ymir, like OG Ymir, by the theme and the ending. Like
yes,
ending.
that is very true. In
I
the
love
end
that.
credits of, I think, every episode,
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same as Season 3, it shows you sort of a picture of Ymir and that backstory.
And like with Devil handing her
handing her the apple. Look up that image, or just the ending scene. If you've never realized that and you're listening to this for the spoilers, which I don't know why you would. I had it spoiled for me, and I was so upset when I read the manga. Yes, by Nathan. But I asked for it like an idiot. But if you watch the anime over again after knowing that, and then you see the ending scenes, or like the credits, and you see that, you're like, oh, that's that.
Yeah, it like makes like everything clicks. Like it's genius, I think.
Once you figure out the backstory, literally everything just
Makes sense.
unlocks and makes sense. One thing that didn't make sense was when Aaron's father, who was from the mainland at first, he was one of the Eldians that was on the mainland, him and his wife, they started a revolution. We'll go into that next episode. He was kicked onto the island, but what happened beforehand was the guy that owned the Attack Titan power before Aaron's father, and yes, Aaron's father owned the Attack Titan power before Aaron. Aaron ended up eating his father soon after the walls were broken. That's why we never see his father again. Sorry for those hoping that he was still alive. Again, why are you listening to this podcast if you didn't know that? Anyway, what he says beforehand has stuck with everybody, I think. At least it's stuck with me. Was he mentions, I don't remember the exact words, but I know that he said it, was he says, he mentions Armin, Mikasa, and Eren. Or Armin and Mikasa, at least. I don't remember if he mentions Eren, but he at least mentions Armin and Mikasa. Which, at that time,
They weren't born.
don't exist. So everybody is currently thinking, because everybody already knows, if you don't know, shut this podcast off. Everybody already knows that when you get the Titan power, you kind of see the memories of the people that owned it before you. That is why Eren sort of has these flashbacks of the needle when after he gets the Titan power. He has these dreams of getting injected, which I don't think was actually a dream sequence, or at least it was, but like it was shown that it was remembering.
Like it happened to him, but I think it was.
He was seeing the memories of the most recent Attack Titan.
Keep going, just keep going. I'm interested now. I forgot that part. Like,
yeah, every single possessor of the Titan powers has the memories of the previous owner to help them understand how to use it and how powerful they are. But what some people are starting to believe, in fact, I'm starting to believe it, is that in certain cases, they can see memories of the next owners or from a few down the line, which would explain why the guy was able to know who Armin and Mikasa were. Or as some people call her, Mikasa, for some reason.
Yeah, I don't care. It's Mikasa in English.
It is obviously Mikasa. Even in the Japanese words, it's Mikasa.
That was interesting. I forgot about that completely. It's interesting. I was thinking like you're gonna do like a thing where Eren somehow time traveled. I was gonna like be like, no, I would hate that.
That would make me so angry.
Ruin the show. Time travel like usually ruins almost everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Except for Doctor Who.
No, Doctor Who doesn't ruin time travel. It just doesn't use it correctly.
Yeah.
Anyway,
how would we know?
Anyway, one more thing that I want to talk about, which I don't think Nathan has any experience with, is the game. At least the second one. No? Okay, this is going back to Ymir, and this is the last thing we're going to talk about. Going back to Ymir, the original Ymir, the OG one, the one that made a deal with the devil. In the opening of the second game, the first thing that you see are blood cells, and then you see sort of Titan cells take over. And then you see it, like a bunch of like flesh starts going over it, and then you're in a POV shot, and you see somebody look, and you're the camera angle that you're looking through, the POV shot, looks down at its hands, and they're glowing and they're yellow, and then you see sort of a behind the back shot, like it's filming the back of this character that you were just in the perspective of, and it's got long flowing blonde hair, and it's like yellow and veiny glowing. Who does that remind you of, Nathan?
Armin?
Emir. It's Emir. The second game, before even... The second game, which is the second season of the show, before even revealing it in the anime, shows Emir becoming the original Titan.
That's cool. That's so cool.
So it's just a random instance that nobody would understand if they haven't read the manga. Which I don't think when the second game came out... Sorry, can't speak into English all the time. When the second game came out, that was already part of the manga. Clearly, it would have had to have been.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was...
Well, like,
that was interesting to see when I booted up the game.
By the second season, like, Attack on Titan was, like, near their 100 manga.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, man. It's like...
And we haven't even scratched the surface.
No, we haven't.
But... I will see you guys next time, or I will speak to you guys. Yes, we will see you guys next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yes.
Keep watching anime. It's not porn. It's not porn. Make sure to always tell your mom that. It's not porn. They're just cartoons, Mom.
No, it's not cartoons.
It's just really, really soft core.
No. I hate it when people compare cartoons to anime. I'm like...
It's different.
It's different. There's a... Like,
anime is a term that means... Well, I don't know the direct meaning, but it's Japanese animation.
Yeah, it's...
Anyway, ending the episode. Goodbye, guys. I hope you'd enjoy. I hope that you enjoyed. Peace.